Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're going to dive into the psychology of parenting. And look, this isn't just about surviving the day-to-day battles, right? It's about turning those frustrating moments into real opportunities for connection and growth. You know that feeling? Like you're the family referee, always blowing the whistle, saying the same things over and over. It is exhausting. If you are just plain tired of being the bad guy, then yeah, you're definitely in the right place. But what if there was a totally different way to approach this whole thing? I mean, what if you could stop just reacting to bad behavior all the time, and instead, you could actually design a home environment that's more cooperative from the ground up? That's the huge shift we're going to talk about today. Okay, so first things first, we have to move beyond just saying no all the time. Let's dig into a whole new game plan, one that's actually built on some really cool psychological principles. All right, our first big strategy, it's all about the secret power of choice. And I know, it sounds almost too simple, but trust me, when you understand how to give your child a sense of autonomy, it can literally change everything. See, giving choices isn't just about avoiding a meltdown. It's so much deeper than that. It's basically you saying, hey, I see you, I hear you, what you want actually matters. And that little piece of validation, it's huge. It builds their confidence and, it gives them a safe little sandbox to practice making decisions, which is a skill they're going to need their whole lives. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. Not all choices are the same. You can actually use them strategically. First, you've got empowerment choices. Think red shirt or blue shirt. You use these when everything's calm, just to build up their sense of control. But then you've got enforcement choices. This is for when things are getting a little heated. It's like, hey, you can either play nicely with that toy or you can choose to put it away for a bit. See? The power is still in their hands, but you've set the guardrails. And this is such a perfect example of how one little change in your words can flip the entire script. You go from being the roadblock, the person saying no, to being their teammate. It's like, yeah, let's get to the park. Here's how we do it together. You're an ally, not a bad guy. All right, next up. Let's talk about a classic psychology hack for getting through those less than fun tasks. This is all about creating a motivation engine to power through the stuff that just has to get done. I guarantee you already know this one, even if you don't know the fancy name for it. It's basically Grandma's rule. The official term is the Pramack principle, and it is a total game changer. All it is using something your kid loves to do as the prize for getting through something they have to do. So how do you get it started? Well, you ease into it. You start by pairing two things they actually like, just so they get the idea and trust that the then part always happens. Once they get that, you swap in a less fun task for the first part. And, for a lot of kids, using a visual board with pictures makes the whole deal feel way more real. They can literally see the fun thing waiting for them. And hey, for some kids, you need to level it up a bit, right? This is where gamification is just awesome. I mean, think about it. Star charts give them that instant feedback. Setting a timer turns getting dressed into a race against the clock. Or you can get really creative and turn their chores into a quest log. All of these things tap right into the brain's reward system and make boring stuff, well, kind of fun. Okay, this next one might sound a little out there. But what if I told you that you could actually use your child's defiance to your advantage? Yeah, we're talking about the subtle and sometimes tricky art of reverse psychology. So reverse psychology isn't just a trick. It's based on a real thing called reactance theory. It's that feeling we all get when someone tells us we can't do something, and suddenly that's the only thing we want to do. It's a powerful instinct, especially for toddlers, because they're basically professional freedom seekers. The key here, and this is non-negotiable, is that it has to be playful. If you sound serious or like you're trying to trick them, it's going to blow up in your face. But a funny, silly scenario like this one, it gives them a chance to feel like they're outsmarting you. And just like that, the power struggle over dinner turns into a game where they get to win by eating their spaghetti. It's brilliant. But listen, this one comes with a big warning label. You've got to follow the rules here. Use it once in a while, not all the time, keep it fun and light, and absolutely positively never use it to shame them. And if they're not biting, you have to be okay with just dropping it. This is supposed to be a fun connection tool, not a weapon for when you're stressed out. Okay, so for our last section, what happens when, stuff goes wrong, when misbehavior happens? We need to talk about the huge difference between punishment and consequences. And this is such an important thing to get right. Punishment is really just about power. It's often totally random. You didn't eat your peas, so no iPad. And all it really does is create fear and resentment. Consequences, though, they're totally different. They're designed to be a learning experience. They teach kids about how the world works, and that builds real emotional intelligence. Honestly, the best teacher in the world, natural consequences. A kid won't wear their coat, they're going to feel cold. They won't eat dinner, they're going to feel hungry. It's beautiful because life itself is doing the teaching. You didn't have to do a thing. So there's no one for them to get mad at but the situation itself. It's pure, simple cause and effect. But, and this is a really, really important but, you can't use these for everything. Obviously, if a consequence is dangerous, it's a hard no. Playing in the street isn't a teachable moment. And they also don't work if the consequence is too far in the future, like getting a cavity, or if it's just too complicated for a little kid to understand. So, for those times, we need what are called logical consequences. And for these to actually work as a teaching tool, they have to pass the 3 R's test. They have to be related, respectful, and reasonable. So if a kid is throwing a toy, the toy goes away for a few minutes. That's related. It's not, you threw a toy, so you can't watch TV tonight. That's just random punishment. So when you put all of this together, what does it do? It helps you change your job title. You stop being the chief of corrections, and you become the architect of your home. You're creating an environment where it's just easier for everyone to get along. Because at the end of the day, what are we really doing here? This isn't just about getting through Tuesday without a tantrum. It's about teaching skills that last a lifetime. Things like making good choices, being accountable, and managing their own feelings. You're not just putting out fires. You're building the foundation for a person who is resilient and kind and emotionally smart. And really, what's more important than that?